Good morning, mathematicians. This is Ms. Glah, and today is Monday, October the 4th, 2020. We are going to continue our learning on solving word problems, and today we are going to solve two-step word problems involving addition and subtraction. Our objectives for today are we will know how to analyze two-step word problems. We will understand how to solve involving addition and subtraction, and we will be able to demonstrate understanding using strategies such as regrouping, strip diagrams, and number lines. So last week we learned how to use our problem solving plan to first understand what the problem is asking us. Secondly, we learned how to use the plan to actually plan how we will solve our problem. Then we went to the next step and actually solved the problem. And then the last step, we actually learned how to check our work. If you are using addition, then you can check it with subtraction. And if you're using subtraction, then you can check your work with addition. You just have to be careful with your computation, because one error in computation can cause you to think that your entire problem is wrong. And also in the check box, we write a statement to justify our thinking and show that we understand and, and actually answer what the question was asking. Before we get into our lesson for actually solving, I want to review some of the vocabulary that we've learned this week for addition and subtraction. So I'm going to quickly go over the vocabulary words. So we know that sum is the answer to addition problem. An expression is nothing more than a number sentence with at least two numbers and one math operation, and your math operations are addition and subtraction, which we have been studying last week. And in the upcoming weeks, we are going to add two more operations to our toolbox, which are multiplication and addition. I'm sorry, multiplication and division. Okay, and so just to review, our operations are multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Regrouping is another vocabulary word we learned last week. And regrouping is when you're making groups of 10 by doing addition or subtraction with two-digit numbers or larger. And you're going to also use regrouping and multiplication, but for right now, we are just looking at how we regroup when we're adding and subtracting. Some more vocabulary words that we learned for addition are all together. When we're putting two or more things together, and combine is similar to all together, where you're performing an addition operation when you're combining, again, two or more things. Increase by is another action word to tell you that you are going to be adding. And here was an example. Sally had 15 shirts in her drawer. Her cousin Addie gave her shirts and increased her shirt total by 11 shirts. So we know that she started with 15, and then she added 11. So if we were to combine those two numbers, then it will tell us how many total shirts she has now. Some vocabulary words that we talked about last week for subtraction are fewer or less. And again, you are comparing whenever you're thinking about subtraction or reading a subtraction problem. You want to make sure that you're looking for anything that, or any clues to indicate that you're going to compare two or more things. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. How many more? Again, that is clues to let you know that you're comparing. For the example that we have here, it says that Samuel traveled 234 miles on Wednesday and 180 miles on Tuesday. So we're trying to compare how many miles he traveled, how many more miles he traveled on Wednesday than on Tuesday. And decrease is another subtraction word, again, and it's nothing more than comparing. And the example says the number of candies Mario has sold from Monday to Tuesday has decreased. So you're trying to see how much it has decreased by, and you're comparing what he sold on Monday to what he sold on Tuesday. So now we're going to get started on our lesson. And just to recap, we can use a strip diagram for addition as well as subtraction. And so that is one of our strategies that we can use. Another strategy that we learned to use was number lines. And again, we can use number lines for addition and subtraction. So with the number line, you know that when you're subtracting, then you're going to start at the right and you're going to move to the left of the number line because your number is decreasing. When we are using the number lines for addition, notice that our point starts on the left and we are moving to the right of the number line because our numbers are increasing. So we are going to now get started on solving problems involving more than one operation. We call those multi-step problems or two-step problems.